Hello, welcome, and sorry for the delay. I really don't have too much to say about this episode. It's not bad or anything, but it basically follows the same formula as the previous episode did, and the next couple episodes will. So the kids are walking around, talking about what they can do, and wondering exactly what this world holds in store for them when they witness a fight for territory between two Monochromon. However, this sequence is mostly pointless because our heroes run away from it and we never speak of it again. I will concede that in real life you run into many things that amount to nothing and end up being completely meaningless, but I can't shake the feeling that we really didn't need to watch that. Eventually the kids get tired of walking and the sun goes down. As luck would have it, they come across a lake, complete with a trolley that's not on any tracks and has no people inside it, which is another effective way of lending further credence to the idea of how strange this world is. They catch some fish and start chowing down. Now, for the most part, this entire sequence of events is filled with dialogue that's really not worth mentioning. It's not all bad, but I don't think any of it is very important, with one exception. A couple of the other characters have a short conversation on how Matt interacts with his younger brother, TK. Basically what this boils down to is the other characters noting how Matt treats TK more like a bother instead of a brother, which I just don't see. If anything, it's the other way around. I don't really see any actions on the part of Matt in this episode or the previous two episodes that indicate he feels that way at all, and as we'll see in many future episodes, he actually cares very much for his brother. Where Ty got the idea that Matt was annoyed by his younger brother, I have no idea. Now, what should have been talked about here was how that Matt and TK are brothers, but have different surnames. But more on that later. Moving on, the kids all try and get to sleep in the trolley car. Before they get to bed, though, Matt flips out on Ty for reasons that I still don't quite understand, but rest assured it's quite stupid, and they decide to talk about it a little bit while they're keeping watch. During this conversation, it's revealed that Matt and TK are half-brothers. Except that they're not. No, they are full brothers. At least, according to all reports of canon. They have the same mother and the same father. They're just divorced. Matt lives with his dad, TK lives with his mom, but that doesn't make you half-brothers. That just means you can't see each other that often. Now, if I had to take a guess, I would say that the dubbers simply didn't understand what a half-brother is. Now, that's pretty bad, and it's a little irresponsible of them, but I'm not going to flip out too much about it because I don't think they were trying to change anything. They just made an innocent mistake. I'm just assuming that if the dub actually wanted to change the storyline so that Matt and TK actually were half-brothers, they would have introduced another man or woman into their parents' relationship at some point. So Matt plays the harmonica for a couple of seconds, and then another monster shows up. Digimon this time. The chosen children all end up on an island which Digimon is dragging around in the middle of the lake. He eventually realizes they're there and begins to attack. During this sequence, TK finds himself in a dangerous situation, and Matt saves him, but in doing so puts himself in a dangerous situation and is scooped up by Digimon. Quick side note, because it does kind of bug me, right after this TK says, "I'll never forgive myself." Which is hilarious because he's going to forgive himself in less than 2 minutes. And so, in Matt's moment of need, Gabumon digivolves to Garurumon. Let me just say the names of the Digimon are getting a lot better. Sounds a little more cool, right? Monochromon, Digimon. That's a little badass, not stupid shit like Shellmon. Ugh. So yeah, I gotta give it up to him for that. So anyway, Garurumon beats off Digimon, saves Matt, and the adventure gets to roll on. It's honestly a pretty plain episode, but it's one of the early ones, and it does do a decent job of establishing how alien this world is, like I said about the previous episode, so I do at least consider it to be one of the better episodes if I was to look at the whole series. I can overlook the use of the word half-brothers because I do believe it was an innocent mistake that I guess anybody could make, even though it's an incredibly stupid one, but I can't quite forgive introducing a trait into the Matt-TK relationship that simply isn't there and will never be there and never was there. And really, that's pretty much the whole episode. It's a fairly uneventful one, especially compared to the first two, but we should get used to that for a couple of episodes as the evolutions are introduced to us. And that's fine, we're eventually going to get to the storyline arc of the first section of Season 1, and it's going to be a pretty good one, so in the meantime, just try and get immersed in how strange and alien this world really is. Thank you, that's my review of Episode 3.